Welcome to the Dynasty Football Key. Today we're going to do a quarterback tier list. So let's get into it. I want to first start by saying that these tiers, really what it means is that anyone that's in this tier, there's a chance that I'd be okay taking any of them ahead of any of the other guys. Really there's still some unknown factors, but ultimately there's no way we can all be right this far in advance, and anything can happen as we've seen in this past year. And to start, I will have Caleb Williams, quarterback out of USC, going. He's shown that he's got really good accuracy and ability to have big plays throwing the ball downfield. He's 6'1", but still fairly stocky, can take hits, can move around the pocket when the play breaks down, or he may move out of the pocket and be able to use that to his advantage to keep his eyes downfield and find an open receiver. So he has looked really good and is being projected as the #1 prospect drafted this year. After that, I've got Drake May, who I really believe in. He's got the prototypical size at 6'4", 230 pounds. This guy can get the ball to any receiver anywhere. He didn't have the same talent as Caleb Williams this past season. Still, he showed that he can get the job done in the air and even on the ground with some good rushing ability as well. He's no statue, so I think for fantasy purposes, he's got a lot of upside to be a top quarterback for our teams in the future. And last in this tier, I've got Jaden Daniels, quarterback out of LSU, who won the Heisman at 6'4", 210 pounds, which a little bit on the lighter side, so he's going to have to watch how he takes those hits from NFL defenders. But still, he showed that he's got really good ability with passing and running. He was able to get the best pass to interception ratio. I think he only had 4 interceptions and had most years in college under 10 interceptions and a much lower. I think he only had 1 double-digit interception season. And he's shown that he can get it done in a variety of ways, but he's going to give defenses a lot of trouble with his legs. And because he's such a threat with his legs, this could easily make him the top scorer out of this bunch. Any given year, he could be the #1 scorer out of this group of guys. The floor may be a little bit lower due to potential injury risk and being potentially the 3rd drafted quarterback into maybe a worse situation than these others. I absolutely like all 3 of these guys, and having trouble really deciding where I want to take any of them. I think with Caleb, I feel good thinking he's going to be a #1 overall draft pick. We saw last year that doesn't exactly matter, so we do want to continue to keep looking closely at these players as we go forward. And in the next tier, going to start with JJ McCarthy. He won the the NCAA championship and showed a lot of leadership there. Was not asked to do a lot, so that is going to be the big talking point. So this combine coming up, where there's 18 Michigan players, he's going to really be getting looked at to see what skill set does he bring to the table, because we were not able to see a lot on film. So what can he really do? And if anything, his youth, being 21, the youngest out of all of these quarterbacks, it's going to give him a good opportunity to grow. Maybe he can sit behind a starter veteran for some amount of time and get better, but he's got some upside. But it's mainly as a passer, so he doesn't have that rushing upside that we see with some of these other guys. I see him as a starter, and that's going to be great for our teams. We'd be happy to get a starter out of this group. After that, it's between Bo Nix and Michael Penix. I think both of these players have good arm talent, and they're none of them are going to be rushing quarterbacks, but we know that they can get the ball to their receivers wherever they are. Michael Penix really had a good ability to layer in balls, over the shoulder to receivers. So if he can get paired up with a Tyler Lockett type receiver or something like that, that'll be really good for him. He's good at keeping the ball out of the way of defenders where only his receiver can catch the ball. So I like his skill set. Excited to see what he can do. In this backup tier, I do have Spencer Rattler, and I do see at some point he will be a starter. I think he'll be able to get that opportunity. At the Senior Bowl, he showed some maturity, and really, we just need these guys to just continue to grow and get better. He's got decent size, but really good arm talent to get the ball anywhere down the field. So if he can just keep the turnovers low, then I think he'll be given a really good opportunity. And I think that will be all that's in the backup tier. So we'll go into what I call the development tier. I see um, Michael Pratt, Jordan Travis, Joe Milton, Tualia Tagovailoa, Devin Leary, and Sam Harden will go into this dev tier. And these guys will be NFL backups, but for the purpose of our fantasy rosters, they're going to have something really break in their favor to start them over some of the other players that we'll already have on our team. But I did like what I saw out of Michael Pratt. It's just, will he get that opportunity? Jordan Travis had that rushing ability, but had a devastating knee injury to end the season. So this 2024 NFL season, I doubt he sees the field at all, because he's not going to be able to play his brand of football until at least another year, another season. Joe Milton is the strongest arm quarterback in maybe the NFL, maybe stronger than. I mean, I'm not going to down credit to Josh Allen, but if you have seen Joe Milton throw the ball and or some of his time throws or speed throws, he can throw it. It's just he didn't have the touch to get those soft passes to guys. But he can absolutely thread it through a needle. Maybe someone can coach that out of him. Tennessee has a unique scheme as well, so some folks don't see that as an NFL offense. And then Tualia Tagovailoa, he's got a brother in the NFL. Maybe he can do something there, just a little bit on the smaller side. And Sam Hardman didn't really show out at the Senior Bowl, but maybe he can be a backup as well as Devin Leary. And so that'll do it for me for this 2024 tier list. We've got the NFL Combine coming up, so we'll be updating these as the season goes along. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.